Hello and welcome to CineQuest video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the most recent remake, 2024, Speak No Evil.
You guys have been
Just a breath of fresh air. Oh, well, that is very sweet of you to say.
Speak No Evil is a remake of the 2022 Danish film, the horror film, Speak No Evil. It may seem kind of strange to have a remake so close to the original. It was just 2 years ago. And I saw that one. It's great. It's very dark and just the type of film that I normally am. I'm the audience for this film. This new film stars James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, Scooter McNairy, Aslan Francoisi. I can't say that last name. Alex West Leffler and Dan Hugh. Hugh. A family is invited to spend a whole weekend in a lonely home in the countryside, but as the weekend progresses, they realize that a dark side lies within the family who invited them. I'll start this off by saying James McAvoy is fantastic. I think everyone does a great job. Of course, James McAvoy is the standout in this film. He really plays a very scary, beastly man, and that is kind of missing in the original. I do appreciate that kind of intensity in this film, even though I feel that the film is pretty much like the first two acts are almost, I would say, almost identical to the original. The third act completely deviates from what the original was. This movie was directed. I just recently found this out because I wasn't paying attention to that. This movie is directed by James Watkins, and James Watkins actually directed one of my favorite disturbing horror films, Eden Lake. Eden Lake is a film I revisit often, and even though I've seen it multiple times and I know exactly what is going to happen in the film, it still gets me. I get really, it runs me through the emotions of what these characters are going through. It's a lot of frustration, anger, rage, stupidity. You know, you just like, so knowing that he directed this one, I can kind of see that, but I feel that it was a bit more Americanized, a little soft around the edges. That Danish ending is very bleak. There's no happy ending in that. And I can't say there's necessarily a complete happy ending in this movie, but things do get resolved in some way. And I'll leave it at that. I mean, you can kind of infer what I'm, or you can kind of guess of what I'm implying when I say that. If you're a fan of horror films, and especially those of the Blumhouse variety, they tend to have a kind of pattern as to what they do at the ending. Like they never it never lends itself to just ending without any sort of resolution. There's got to be something, right? Because I feel that maybe, I'm assuming, making a big assumption here, that an American audience can't deal with that kind of type of ending that happens in the original. People might get upset. People might think it's dumb, stupid, all that kind of stuff. But with James Watkins behind the wheel of this film, I can see where a lot of that is going. But I feel that maybe Blumhouse studio execs kind of get into their ear and start kind of dictating what should be going on for the ending of this movie. And that didn't make me happy about the ending, but I don't think it's a bad ending necessarily. I think this movie is, overall, it's a good movie. I had a good time watching it. The first two acts, James McAvoy kept me on the edge of my seat, kept the tension alive, and I was in it. I was kind of like wondering where this is going to go, what's going to happen, who's going to do what, when is the last, when is the, when is everything just going to fall apart? And it kind of lasted a while. Things seemed to be going okay for a bit, but then of course something happens, and then like everything just kind of goes crazy. And there's a few things that this movie did a bit differently than the original. I feel like there's a little bit more, again, American audiences always love someone who's going to fight back. And I think they did that in this film, which was something I wanted them to do in the original, but it is the reason it is as great as it is because of, depending on the situation that you're in, and I mean, you don't even want to imagine yourself in a situation like this. How would you react? Would you kind of like be paralyzed in fear, not know what to do? or would you fight back? And most people would think to themselves like they're gonna fight back, but you just never know what is gonna happen in these situations. So that's where I feel they're very different. If you haven't seen the original, I would say check this one out. It's definitely something you can watch in the theater and have a good time with. Rev up those emotions. There was a bit of more of an element of a comedic element to this movie. There were some a bit of funny part. There were some funny parts, but in the original, I didn't see that at all. Like it was just bleak from beginning to end. I wasn't that excited to watch this film because well, for one, I'd seen the original. And I said, what can they improve with this? Are they going to just dumb it down, Americanize it? How much Americanizing are they going to do to this film? The other thing was, even though I think James McAvoy is a great actor and he like really just he's the one that shines in this film. The promotion for this film was just shoved down our throats. I feel like every movie I went to go see, every YouTube video I was watching, there was a trailer for this film, and it was just constant barrage of promotion for this movie, and it literally annoyed me. Every time I'd go watch a movie and Speak No Evil come on, I'd just be annoyed with the whole experience. Like, can we just get to this stupid trailer, please? And unfortunately, for that, since just watching the trailer, I already knew how things were kind of going to play out. But still, even with that in mind, thinking that everything is going to be a pattern because it's a Blumhouse film, and also because they show you just too much in the trailer. There's just too much that they show you, and you kind of know where Blumhouse kind of takes their films. James McAvoy is enough of a reason to go watch this movie because he's great. He's just a great actor all around. He can tame it back, be very charming, likable character, and he's just a little quirky, a little weird, and then he can dial it up and make you really uncomfortable and then freak you the fuck out. And that's what is probably the best part of this film is James McAvoy's performance. Scooter McNairy, who plays the dad, almost seems he's weak. He's extremely weak in this film. And I mean, again, you can kind of see where that he's just kind of like a neutered dad in a way. Mackenzie Davis does great as the mom. She really rises to the occasion and like just takes charge and really puts up a fight, and which is what you want to see with people or parents in this situation. You don't want to just lay down and take it. You want to make sure that you're fighting, giving it all you got. That way, if you go out fighting. You know, you didn't just lay back and die. So I'm gonna give this film a 4 out of 5, a solid 4 out of 5, purely on almost like James McAvoy's character and with everyone else supporting in this film. Everyone else does great, the kids do great, and like I said, it's just a tension. It's a tense-filled ride of a film, and definitely worth the watch. I do recommend checking out the original. It is a great movie as well. It's streaming, so you have the opportunity to watch it. But I would suggest watching this one first, then watching that one. Okay, don't watch the original first and then watch this one because you'll see how this one plays out, and then you'll see how the first one plays out. But I mean, it's up to you. However, you also want to do that is up to you completely. But both are worth checking out, and both are very good. For the original, I didn't review that one, but I probably would have given that one a little bit, probably like about 4.5 out of 5. I hold it in a little bit more high regard than this film, just because I feel like they softened the edges of this film just a little bit, and I prefer the much darker version of this film. But that's just me. That's my own personal opinion. That's what I think. If you definitely go check it out. Tell me what you think in the comments if you have the opportunity to do so. But yeah, I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next review.